CIA Director Michael Hayden says Osama bin Laden is believed to be hiding in the lawless tribal border area of Pakistan and that he is largely isolated from the day-to-day operations of al-Qaeda. Meantime, Pakistani officials say a U.S. missile strike killed at least 12 people in a village in northern Waziristan earlier today. Some of the victims were said to be foreign militants. Pakistani forces, meantime, are fighting terrorists in that area. Scott Heidler is with Pakistani fighters.
Since early August, Pakistani security forces have been battling militants connected to the Taliban and al-Qaeda in Bajaur, one of 7 sections of the federally administered tribal areas, or FATA. It's been a bloody 4 months. The military estimates that between 1,500 and 2,000 militants have been killed, 84 soldiers and more than 100 civilians. Officials here admit that the militant and civilian figures are rough estimates, as hard numbers are next to impossible. Winning in Bajaur is critical for the Pakistanis for 2 main reasons. They see it as a keystone to bring down the militant fight in FATA and providing a resolution to a conflict many Pakistanis see as a proxy war for the United States, one that has increased terror attacks across the country. Major General Tariq Khan is the man in charge of the Bajaur operation.
Bajaur became the real hardcore area where the militants wanted to establish their RIT, their safe havens, their training schools, and things of this sort.
According to the political agent in Bajaur, only 15% of the militants are homegrown. The bulk of the fighters and the root of the militant problem in FATA, he says, comes from across the border in Afghanistan.
The insurgency, I think, being a tribal myself, will not end until unless the situation in Afghanistan don't become normal.
And that's a problem for U.S. and NATO forces, as just on the other side of the Bajaur border with Afghanistan is Kunar province, site of some of the deadliest militant attacks on coalition forces. Bajaur is seen as one of the main crossing points for militant operations used for attacks on both sides of the border. But the new chief of CENTCOM, Major General David Petraeus, told me last week, just after a briefing with Pakistan's top brass, he liked what he heard.
They have made progress. I took away an impression about the campaign they briefed us on. It is moving along. As you know, there has been progress in Bajaur. There are further steps that are planned and will be executed.
The commanding officer of the Bajaur Scouts said this battle is beyond negotiating with the Taliban. Any compound in this area that was caught harboring militants was razed to the ground like these behind me. The next step is 8 miles up the road, connecting 2 areas that the military controls. He believes that this operation will be completed by the end of December. In Bajaur, Pakistan, Scott Heidler, Fox News.